Hello, it's Randy Duck and we're back again for another video. This time I have two replays for you in the Tier 10 German tech tree light. You're going to get a few replays sort of coming up in the future. Because I'm basically just trying to get a replay out of all the Tier 10 light tanks, just so I've got at least one of each tank on the channel. That's just something I wanted to do for a little while, and yeah, we've already got the Sheridan done. Now this time we're in the Tier 10, like you say, German light tank, and like with a lot of the tech tree light tanks, you're going to hear me say quite a lot, this is another really good tank, and that's because the majority of the lights, in my opinion, the Tier 10 tech tree lights, they're all really good for their own reasons. Now this is another one which I really like the Sheridan. The Sheridan's very much a sort of damage dealer. This is a damage dealer light tank as well. You definitely can rack up a lot of damage with this tank, but it also has that sort of camo where you can also pick up a lot of assistance as well, and you can play it more like a traditional light tank as well, trying to pick up the assistance. But the gun itself is amazing. And it's, you've got 10 degrees of gun depression on this tank, as well as having a very accurate tank. For a light tank, a very accurate gun. It was always accurate. Now, obviously, I always say this with the 6.0, every tank's accurate now, so that's a bit of a thing. But this was always an accurate light tank. Now, the only real sort of drawback to this tank, and it's quite frustrating that this is a drawback, but it's just the ammo count. You don't have that much ammo in this tank. It can't carry that much ammo, and it is a bit, I have found it anyway personally to be a bit of a problem. I've had a lot of games where I've missed a few shots at the start, maybe like sort of chancy shots, and it's come to the end and I've ended up running out of ammo, and I was like, oh, this game could have been like so much more had I had more shells. So that is a thing. And another thing is it has really good HE pen on this. I think it's got like 120, got those HE rounds. So they're actually really decent HE rounds, and you can pen quite a lot of stuff with them. But because of the sort of ammo count with this tank, I only carry, I think at the moment 2. I've been sort of messing about where I've been having 3 or 2. I think in the next replay I have 3, but I can't afford to take that many of them, which is a shame because they're really good. But it's just because obviously I need the ammo, basically. But yeah, so here we are. We've been playing a little bit cautious at the start. We got to an early position to try and spot where I thought the enemy would be. But obviously when I got there was nothing available on my team to really shoot. We do have 2 fun police in the game, so we've got 2 fun police in our team. So I was hoping that maybe they could offer me some assistance, but I was playing a little bit cautiously, and I was just trying to spot at the start of this game, and that's what I'm doing. When I'm getting lit, I'm then moving about. I don't want to keep staying in the same area. I do want to keep lighting it up, because as you see, we spotted that E4, and he's left on a 1-shot, and we got a lot of that assistance. We did share it with someone, unfortunately. But yeah, so we light them up, but we're not sitting there because we know there's people on the hill, and if I'm lit there I'm going to be able to get shot. So we're just trying to move around, looking for the angle. We've got the ability to keep moving around with this tank because of the speed. So we don't have to just sit in the same spot. So I'll keep moving around, just trying to find a spot. I know there was this E4 there. It would be nice to take him out. I don't really want to just leave him there on a 1-shot. Because while he's there on a 1-shot still in the game, he's still got a very nasty gun which can hurt people. But this T44-100's pushed up. Unfortunately for him, he's now in the open to me, and like I said, with this good DPN for a light tank, a very accurate gun, we're able to sort of take him out with sort of no problems. As you see, we're putting the shots through there. He gets undetected, but we chance it. We think, is he still sitting there? And he was. So we picked up a blind kill there, which was nice. I say that's why it's always worth taking them shots, because more often than not you actually get the kill, because the enemy doesn't move. He gets undetected, so he thinks he's safe, and that's not the case, as we've just seen. So yeah, we're still just trying to move around. It's not really working for me at the moment. I know there's stuff there, which is why I want to I'm staying here, just going to try and get the assistance, but we got slapped there by the stuff in the hill, and I think at this point I thought, no, I might just. It was in a minute. I'm thinking I'm just going to try somewhere else, because I keep pushing this, trying to get the assistance, but it's not really working out for me, is it? You know, my team's not really there to get the shots in, but we spot this object for 30. He's now sort of stuck in the open, so we're going to get a few shots into him. He's sort of quickly trying to back up to get out of there. We went for the tracking shot, but I don't think we managed to get the track, but we tried to get one for his lower plate there. Didn't work, so we just, yeah, but he is in the open, so we're going to keep trying to see if we can pick up any more damage. So I managed to get 3 shots into him, and now that's sort of put us up to 2,600 damage with that blind kill as well. So we've got a little bit more than that. And yeah, as I say, it's just one of them ones. I'm just trying to look for the damage where I can. I'm not overly forcing it at the moment. It's a pretty even game, really. You know, we're 2 up, but you know, now we're only 1 up, so it doesn't count for a lot. But yeah, it's one of those ones where I need my team to sort of more for me to push over there with someone on the hill. It's not really an engagement I want to do right now. Sometimes I'd push over to the hill, but I just don't think I have the support to do that. So I'm just going to try and push around. You see, I've got this, you know, the speed of this tank's great. That when you're playing on these big, large maps, although they're not great for a slow, heavy tank, they are good for these light tanks because we can just move around the map, you know, freely and just move to where the damage is. So that's what I'm going to do now. Obviously this Valor and the medium, we saw an opportunity to get a shot in, so we tried that. But now we're going to move around and see if we can just get behind the enemy, basically, and pincer them in place. We couldn't attack their hill where they were from the first angle, so we're going to try a second angle and try and get round. I do have a little bit of support with these guys with me. This Jagdtiger gets spotted, so we actually just put one straight through his sidewall, and we're going to try and get another one through. We're sort of moving up slowly just to make the shot a little bit more awkward for him. He does miss, but again gets shut down by a friendly. And all of a sudden, this game's sort of gone from one which was fairly close to one where we're now in a very dominant position. We've got a good chance of winning. So we're going to pop round to try and get take this huntsman out quickly, not staying still because we don't want to get shut down by the artillery. We do take him out, and now we just got, you know, there's 2 fun police to take out, and we want to try and take them out. As you can see, I've used all my APCR rounds now. Because it just doesn't carry that much ammo, so I'm down to my heat rounds. So maybe I need to sort of adjust my ammo, might have to take a few less heat, but I do like to keep them just in case we go against those Maus and those heavily armoured tanks. It's always nice to have them. But yeah, we're going to try and take this guy out. He's got no chance. I'm not even sure if he's playing. We take out the artillery, and there's one more artillery left. I go for the snapshot. I probably could have aimed it, but I didn't want to, you know, slow down. I was trying to get close to him, but we do manage to pick up the kill, and now we've got 2 artilleries out of the game. We've got that medal. This is where I make a little bit of a mistake, because I underestimated the player. I looked where the tank was, I saw his full health, I was like, well, I'm just going to go in on him and try and get as much damage as I can. But what I didn't realise is, it was not till like later on I actually found out, I know who this player is. He's a friend of mine, and he's actually a very good player, sort of super uni. And you can see here, you know, he's not going to let me circle him like I was expecting him. You know, I underestimated him. He'd already pre-aimed where I was going to come round, and he punished me there for me being a little bit. Yeah, that's why you should never assume, I guess, that. Yeah, I assumed that he maybe wasn't going to be the best player. And I just went in on there, and then I realised, yeah, he was actually quite good, and that was a bit of a mistake. I got punished for it. So now I'm only on like 500 hit points. I can take another shot from him, so I'm just waiting for him to be engaging with my team. So I think at this point, I still don't think I even realised who it was. It's because he normally has a clan tag on, and he's not in that clan at the moment. He's not running the tag. That's why I didn't realise who it was. And he's now put me on a 1-shot. So now I'm going to have to play a little bit more smarter. So we try and get a shot through him there. I know he's not just going to fall over and full send me, because like I say, I know he's a good player, and if he did do that he would die. So I know he's not just going to full send over just to get a shot into me. So I was just sort of waiting for my heavy tank to engage him, so that, you know, when he shoots, I have an opportunity, of a window to get shot in. So I'm pulling up. He shuts at the mouse. I know I've got time to get a shot into him now. We get one in, put him on a 1, and now we've got to sort of, you know, run back. Like I say, if he pushes over right now onto me, I would kill him, because I would be reloaded, and I would be able to get my shot in. So he can't just push around at me like this. So I need to sort of play this a bit smarter now, and what I'm going to do, I was a little bit lazy because I could go the long way round and that would have been a much safer way to kill him, but I'm a bit lazy and I can't be bothered to drive round. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait and leave it before I poke up for a while, just so now he has to guess really where I am. He doesn't know what way I'm going to come up. So if I just leave it to now, he might be looking this way, but it'd have to, he can only look one way, so he doesn't know. So as I say, that gate bought me a couple seconds, and I was able actually to pop up, get a shot into him, and take him out. So yeah, all that's left is just to see how we got on. We managed to get to 5 kills, 5,000 damage, 1,400 assistance, killed to both artillery medals. So yeah, not too bad game. As you see, my friend Lewis, he actually had a good game as well. But yeah, that's it for the first replay. Now we're actually just going to head towards a short intermission period. So if you could just please stand by for us, please, and I will see you shortly for the second replay.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hello, we're back again for the second replay. Sorry to keep you waiting there, but I hope you was able to enjoy this short piece of entertainment. Was able to provide courtesy of Swindle. I'm sure he's really going to appreciate me including that clip into the video. Yeah, so hopefully we might be able to get a few more clips in some of our other videos. But yeah, we're on Canis for the second replay, aren't we? And yeah, this is a map which, yeah, it's a good map. We've got one fun police in the game. I quite like this map. So we're going to do, from this spawn, we're going to do what I like to try and make an aggressive play from this spawn. Push straight over and try and get a few side shots in. So you'll see in a minute what I like to do from this spawn, so when we've got the sort of diagonal spawns where they're once in the town. I like to push up early, especially if you're in a quick tank like this. You see, we're going down there at 75 kilometers an hour, so we're going to be the first one to get here. And it works really well when you're in a very fast tank. Obviously, if you're in a slow tank, this is never going to work. But I like to push over here and try and catch a few people out, because obviously this guy is crossing. He's not really done a lot wrong. It's just that I'm here before him, and I'm able to get a shot in there. So, like I say, he didn't really do a lot wrong making that cross. It was just I got here quickly, and that gave me a free shot. And sometimes, if your fun police is pre-aiming down there, you could actually get a bit of assistance at the start of the game. Obviously, it's awkward to really, you can't rely on that because not platoon with them. But sometimes you do get a bit of early assistance. So this is quite a nice position. Gives us a bit of early door map control as well, because I can try and get a few shots into to any of the guys who push over here now as well. It's a bit risky if the enemy sort of full push me, but as long as you keep your wits about you, in a fast tank like this, you should see it coming and should be able to get out of there before you take any real damage. Now, this heavy's pushed over, this Object 277, so I'm going to try and get a few shots into him, because he's in a very, he's found himself in a very difficult position now, so we should be able to get a few shots into him, and we do, and we manage to finish him off. Now what I'm going to do here is I notice that we've got an overmatch on one of the sides. I'm not going to hang about, because I also notice that we're losing on the other side. So I want to make sure we win the side as quickly as possible, really. I don't want to be hanging about. So I'll try and get around the back of these guys. Unfortunately, the T-47 is already sort of hard aiming this way. So we're going to have to try and escape. I do have to be careful, because there's a TD out near the base, and I don't want him to shoot me while I'm trying to engage these guys. So that's something I have to be mindful about. But by me pushing in and going behind these guys, it then allowed our team to push forward, and it made them push earlier than they would have done, and it's good because now we can take these guys out, so we're not you know, and that's a really good start really, because we were going to lose the other side of the map, but now we've won this side of the map. We're not going to get sort of pincered in, so we're going to move through. You see there, Fun Police tried to slap me, didn't he? But he didn't pay off for him that time. This TD, he's got all sorts of problems heading his way, and we are going to try and get a few shots into him, hopefully get the track wheel shot to get the assistance is the plan. We do hit the track wheel. Unfortunately, I don't think it does enough to destroy it, or he repaired it. But nonetheless, he's then, you know, we got a kill, we got a shot in, and he got absolutely annihilated. So I was thinking about carry on pushing through, but you know, I think it's not wise because they're going to have TD in their usual camping position. That heavy's going to keep you pinned there. So I just don't think that's the right play. I'm going to turn around, go back, and I was actually thinking, right, I'll go back to where my base is. Well, not where my base is, but one of the, you've got this sort of hill which we gain from this spawn, and I'm going to go up there where you often get sort of, you know, the TDs and the little snipers camp, and see if I can get any shots in to these, you know, and help out our heavies basically from the distance. Because I do have the camo and the speed to do this in this tank. That's why it is quite fun playing light tanks. It's just because you've always got that mobility, especially with these horrible massive maps they put in the game, which aren't obviously suitable to heavy tanks. You know, now if I get one of those, if I'm in a light tank, at least I'm going to be able to move around the map. And it's worked out right because we've got a couple of shots into the Valor from here, but I feel like that's all what I'm going to achieve from this now. So I'm going to keep pushing around and just make sure I keep an angle on them. So my heavies are engaging there. I don't want to really be, I want to be, you know, ideally I want to be getting different angles on the enemy, and that's what we're going to do here. This 113's running. We get a shot into him. We're hoping we might be able to get a second one in, but it's not going to happen because he's got behind cover. But it looks like he's got taken out anyway. So yeah, that's good that he's out of the game. So we're now going to push around. We notice there's a full health IS4. We're thinking lovely. I'm just going to push straight into this guy and see if I can get like a tracking wheel shot in, maybe get some assistance from my guys coming along. So we go for the tracking wheel. We do track him in place. We're sort of not staying still here. We're floating about back and forwards just to make it awkward for him. We go for that tracking wheel shot again, which we get. And now we're going to move in. He gets set on fire, and then unfortunately I shot him again and set him on fire twice. So he had a bit of a rough deal with it. But yeah, it's 8-5. We're in a good position, but it's not won yet. I'm going to just keep moving through, keep moving up basically, and just put the enemy in a really awkward situation where they're getting pushed. And if you get someone in their flank, then they have to turn the turret to engage you, which then means they can get shot by a team in the other side. So like I say, he's now distracted part of the guys in the front, and me having this other angle in gives them another level to worry about. And that's why it's always important to work those angles, because if an enemy only has to look one way, especially if they're in a Valor with a good turret, it's going to be far easier for them, isn't it? But yeah, he manages to get taken out now, and we're just going to keep pushing. We know there's a Death Star on there, we know he's full health. We know, well, we did have a fun piece in the game, unfortunately just got shut down, but I was hoping if I did push him, light him up, I want to be the first person to light him, and I might be able to get some assistance, and also, I want to be able to get a few shots of damage in him, because I've got the speed really to get behind him here, and that's exactly what we're going to try and do. We're popping him up. We're still looking to see if we had if any other shots were available, but they're not, so it looks like my next target is the Death Star. He's full health. We want to try and get a few shots into him. See if we can go for the track wheel maybe. We couldn't quite get it there. We're going to go for it here. We do actually manage to track him in place as well. He's down, looks like he's coming round for us. We're going to pull round here and bring him round so my team can shoot him as well. As we come round, we notice that we've got shots onto this other TD, so we're going to get a few shots in there while we're waiting. We'll see if we can get a second one in, but he gets shut down. Now this is where maybe I played risky. I was trying to get the track wheel shot and track him to stop him coming round, and I hit my teammate who goes in front of me, and then sometimes it's better just to be lucky, isn't it, because he only does track damage, I track him and I get all of his assistance and gets set on fire. So yeah, all that's left really to see the results, and we can just see how we got on with that one. So we've got 4 kills, we've got just shy of 6,000 damage, also we've got the ace tanker, we've got 2,220 assistance, so yeah, it's not too bad game. and just hopefully that just gives you a little idea of what this tank can do. I might try and play it a bit more, get some bigger games for you, but I just want to try and first get at least one replay out of each of the tier 10 lights. So I hope you enjoyed the replay, and as always, happy tanking.